guys, this is Sydney. How are you guys all doing? We had the new energy that just kicked in with a lot of Piscean energy since my latest video on YouTube, the public video. In that video, how I started, I remember clearly on that day of recording. Compared to the contrast of the energies that I was peaking a couple of days before that, where it was peaking, where like there was like surge of energy, and on that day the energy was calming down, and I remember I didn't have any thoughts in my mind of recording or doing anything, but I was just moving around, getting my stand and the phone and getting ready to record without thinking or planning. So that was the representation of how energy was that I was tapping into, preparing us for this particular moment right now. And it was getting ready, it was getting us ready for the energy of North Node in Pisces energy, which we are going to work with and are being called to utilize with for the next year and a half, and that is all aligned with the Ascension timeline is what I'm guided to share. So there's something in regards to that is taking place. So right now I'm in Osaka, Japan, so I was guided to move here to this particular downtown area in Osaka on the day of the full moon. So the full moon in Leo, I moved here, and then 2 days before, I was guided to connect with the river, Chao Phraya River in Bangkok. That's connecting all other streamlines of water in Thailand, and that's also leading to the ocean. And also the element of the dominating element of the energy in Japan is the water, meaning in terms of that, I described this a little bit from time to time in my previous videos in all this Chinese and Korean, like fortune telling, reading, just like astrology. We use like different elements that make up a person based on like wood element, earth element, fire element, water element, and all these elements are broken down into yin water, yang water, yin tree, yang tree. So two like yin and yang in separation, and incorporated with the energy of the earth and the energy of the heaven down to earth, all based on the day, the month, the year, and the time of your birth. And we look at it, and that's how we can read. Represents who you are, your parents, family, job. Your year is about your ancestral line. The time is about your future. So basically, based on that, also like how the chakras are all different and around the energy of the earth. There's a way of reading different energies based on these elements. And so, for example, Korea has the tree energy, which is very like innovative, progressive, like constant growth energy. And Japan has the water energy, and China and India, for example, has the earth energy, has different characteristics that represents and affects the people and the culture there. And it's all by design, and the reason why for me, like personally, I understand why the K-pop culture is getting big and widespread at this particular time. It has to do with the energy of the US, is to support that. And here, after connecting with that water here, all of a sudden I start to remember, yeah, that four pillar, like that reading. And I was wondering what was the Japan's energy, and it was the water energy. And when I got here in Osaka, there's an ocean nearby, so um, it had to do with a lot of the suppressed female or the divine feminine energies that we are working with at this time, um, that I'm guided to share a little bit about, I believe. So, as always, I'm going to tune into my own intuition and flow in divine timing and divine guidance. Whatever comes, I'm going to share for those of you who are going to resonate and stay receptive on a genuine, sincere level. So, so what's coming up for me to share is a lot of people in the collective may have been starting to tap into the past week, especially all of a sudden just wanting to be silent. Go into like a silent mode. Turn off TV, turn off music, turn off social media, and it's easier to turn it off, whereas before it was like I wanted that stimulant, I wanted to do this, I wanted to watch that, I have everything on, but all of a sudden it's affected by this energy shift in the cosmos. So the celestial support is helping us to go in, tap in, and hone in on our intuition, that is helping us or preparing us for the future timeline of the Gaia's ascension, that we need the skill of the intuition. We need to utilize or fine tune in this energy or this navigation tool that we have inside, to utilize it more, to tune into it more, to listen to it more, to trust it more. We need to learn to let go and surrender, because ego likes to rush, ego likes to control, ego likes to be in charge, right? So we are being called with this energy support. So basically it's like this, the surrounding environment is really supporting us. So if you are in a very chaotic environment, it's hard for us to tap in. It needs extra effort. But when we are in surrounded by that frequency of serenity, calmness, harmony, right? That presence in, let's say, in the park or in nature, in the woods, it's easier for us to tap in. So basically, it's that same idea that celestial support right now, the cosmic support, is helping us to do that more easier, do that more with less effort than before, or than the previous North Node energies before. And that energy was for a different purpose. We needed to go in and discover who we are, to be our truth self, and it had to do with tapping into becoming authentic. And this one now is kicking off with the energy of navigating through our own intuition. So before that, I was actually feeling called to get a hot chocolate. And the weather here is still pretty cold, like winter. So I was calling for a hot drink. So I'm just going to drink this and share some messages with you guys. So you can just get yourself also settled in, comfortable with your drink, or however you want it, as you connect with me, okay? So they also want me to share about the energy of cacao, especially at this time, as a lot of people, especially the divine feminine risings, are being called to further fine tune or open up further of their third eye chakra in order to navigate through the energy of illusions, energy of delusions in the Pisces season. And what happened was on the, I believe on the 16th, going into the 17th, I woke up in the middle of the night. And as soon as I woke up, I received the information that Neptune is going into Pisces, and the Saturn is already in Pisces, and North Node in Pisces, and we are going into the Pisces season. So we have working with all this Piscean energy, the water element, and the Neptunian energies to navigate through this time period that is pivotal in the year 2025, leading up to half of the year 2026, which is the fire element of the green snake energy. Fire element meaning like in traditional way of reading in China or in Korea, where we use 4 different elements and we break it down between yin and yang energy between these 4 elements. So 4 elements are earth, air, fire, and water. And it represents different things. When someone has yang water or yin water, it's different characteristics, something like that. So it's all based on 4 pillars, meaning the year, birth, year, month, day, and time that you were born. So just like that, it's like in a way of reading something like Western astrology or Vedic astrology. China, ancient Chinese developed this, and then we use this. I used to compare like how they are in alignment between this and Western astrology, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting to notice the similarities, and but just the way of different perspective, and there's different information and unique insights that are coming. So before coming here, I just started to wonder what all of a sudden what's the element of Japan, that water, the element, because Korea's element is wood. Yes, wood. And like Chinese element, like China and India has the is represented with the earth element that has certain characteristics. It also has to do with the digestive area, the solar plexus. The Korea is more like a pancreas energy, so purifying center. And Japan's energy is water. And I was in the Southeast Asian countries where dominant element was fire. So now moving from fire, which was the North Node in Aries energy, Aries representing the fire, now moving into this water energy here, they had me connect with the energy of Japan and especially Osaka here for past several months. So since last quarter of last year. And so I had a sense that they wanted me to be in Japan next time, but I was waiting until they gave me a clearer sign and confirmation, and it was Osaka. And so they had me connect with all these different energies here, and especially the energy of the Fuji mountain, the volcano, and the energy of the snow here. And with that energy of snow, and also they had me connect with a lot of the snow energy here and also the Himalayas. So there is something that's in alignment that is taking place right now as we're working through this energy of water. This energy of water that we are working with in Pisces season, it has to do with the energy of purification. So a lot of people may have been feeling in the collective energy of silence. So just sitting still, and more people are tapping into suddenly the spiritual aspect. They want to zoom out, they want to get away, they want to be alone, is the energy that I'm tapping into in the collective. That started to kick off about a week ago, and now it's getting more so, and especially starting with the Pisces season this year especially. And this energy is all to help us with collective massive awakening that's about to take place in people. So with this, I mentioned in the latest video, a lot of the souls who are not going to be aligned with this new high frequency energies on a soul level, they will choose to exit. So, you know, I share the sudden death and plane crash, like these things happening. So that's what they are choosing to do, so because they carry a lot of heavy karma, or there's like a soul contract. So what took place was this two energy is very prevalent that is coming up, 222, and then 333, 444. So 234 from 1 to 3, that was before, and now we are progressing with that energy of 2 3 4 as of right now is what I'm going to share. So I woke up in the 16th moving to 17th, like that night, in the middle of the night. And before, in my sleep time, I was doing a lot of energy work. I had been accumulating all this like energies, the toxicity or the very heavy dark energies in regards to the energy of Japan for some reason. And ever since I got here, even more so since the airport, and whenever I'm interacting with people here, it's just how that's part of my gift. I just tap in and I could sense, and it comes as information, their trauma and this collective trauma, individual trauma, however it is, certain information's coming through. And I was doing this little by little, which wasn't feeling too heavy. But ever since I got here, and just today, I was sitting and it's just like really, really heavy. And I was heavy lifting ever since I got here the past few days. I was guided to walk around all this downtown area, and I had to get certain things to settle in here. And as I was tapping in, I just received so much suppressed emotional energies here, and suppressed female, like feminine energies here. And also the energy has to do with a lot of the sacral chakra blockage here, and with extreme tight anal control culture here. Everything is controlled. There are rules everywhere. You have to go by the rule. That's suppressing the excitement of the child, right? When a child is born, they're excited, they're adventurous, they're joyful, they're eager to learn and explore. That is limitless. And it's all suppressing that child's energy through the system, institutionalization, the programming, the schooling, especially more so heavily in Japan is what I'm tapping into. This is one of the heaviest, is what I'm tapping into. So everything is by the rule. And I started to experience this when I was grocery shopping. There's rules everywhere, and I had to go to buy some contact lens for myself. And even just buying that, I have to sign this form, that form, make sure all the boxes are ticked off, checked, and signed. Even at the airport, they're taking photo, keeping your records. Even before immigration, there are a couple of other procedures before that, that is constantly putting restrictions on a subconscious level of the people here living in this environment, because the environment that we live in also affect the way we think, behave, and believe, and a lot of the things in the subconscious. So every culture has different elements and characteristics, and it affects how the culture is being built. And here in Japan especially, there's a lot of aftermath is what is coming, the trauma from the wartime. Also even before that, also it has to do with the element of the water energy that contained in the land of Japan here. But that was in the age of darkness experimentation that is being expressed as very secretive, hidden energy, because that's what the energy of the water in that 4-pillar interpretation or the reading represents. When someone has this yang, water energy is represented like as a deep ocean, where someone, when it's developed constructively, that person has a lot of wisdom within, has a lot of depth within. When it's not, it's expressed more as a lot of excessive drinking, because when someone has a lot of these water elements, they can be very naturally good at drinking or leaning towards alcohol, or leaning towards like sex or extreme pleasure of the sexual activities, or has that energy, or that person could go into the industry that where they use exchange of sex to like the manipulation to make money as an occupation or something like that. So another way of interpretation of that energy is a person could have a lot of sex appeal energy, so-called, which is in the reading, in that traditional reading, how it's being interpreted is good for like TV personalities or entertainers who are playing certain characters to gain popularity. But it's all like how it's interpreted is because of that a lot of the sexual energy, meaning a lot of the female, divine feminine sacral energies. And basically when it's balanced and constructive, it can be, it's channeled as very creative. When it's blocked and overactive or imbalanced, it can be expressed in a very dark, hidden, secretive. Another word that is coming is very like, I'm a bit cautious, but they want me to use the word dirty. Like dirty is the word, and when we say dirty, people get it, like how that sexual energy is expressed. So a lot of these energies of imbalance is still here in the energy of Japan, where it's have been channeled and expressed in a lot of the animations and fantasy. Also a lot of in cultures where this submissive female energies here are very prevalent. Very twisted, fantasized way based on extreme suppression of emotional energies here, due to a lot of orderly, controlled by the rule culture that is being built here. And so what the word that is coming is that people may say it's not polite to do that, so they use that to suppress, to bully people. And the bullying has been a big issue in schools. I don't know about now, but that trauma is still carried out here. And because the water carries a lot of things deep within the ocean that's dark and you can't see sometimes, it's shushed. It's like, shh, you're not supposed to talk about it. Or when someone is trying to bring that up and share it, they share extreme detest, and that person is being bullied, ostracized, meaning punished. And also what they had me see was with the relationship with parent and child here, there's a lot of repression. But also in younger generations, they carry different frequencies to transmute these energies. So like a lot of the millennials carry different vibrations, but in a lot of certain families still, there's a lot of emotional repression, even between families, where they're being taught to not express their emotions, not express their joy fully, because it's not considered polite, it's not considered norm, it's not considered this or that. So there are so many restrictions here. And you could see also with how the city is built here, everything is like the square, like lines of the cross, all the streets here. They had me learn about a little bit of Osaka before coming here. It's all like in extreme planning. So straight line to south, north, east, west. So it's like all this within this square line. It's all numbered, it's all controlled. And I see and notice this in a lot of the things in the products here, and how the bathrooms are built. And on a positive, constructive way, they use this to be very meticulous, very thoughtful and considerate. So it's very convenient for the users, because all this like tools they built with extreme like precision and detailed mindedness. um, and so also it has to do with like the environment that they are living in here, because they are constantly living with the fear of earthquakes. So they're constantly being prepared to minimize, to be extremely efficient to survive that. That's part of the energy that is coming up. But I was, for some reason, have more like a critical eye to focus more on this like heavy toxic energies, because I was called to process it, to transmute it when I come here. So for me, it was like a heavy lifting, because at one point it was getting too much, because I was getting a lot of negative things, negative, unhealthy aspects here and there, rather than, oh, something cute, something fun. But that's something that I was called to do here. So I noticed, for instance, whenever I went into the store to buy something, now that I am looking back, the past few days, it was all females that I was contacting with. And a lot of them were extremely like very nice. Nice meaning, not necessarily meaning the energy of kindness, but being nice and polite. So what came was the mechanical mind, the mechanical habit here, that is very prevalently spread out in the culture, that is making people rigid, that was locking up this water energy of the fluidity, and the very creative power, beautiful motherly energy of the water element here. And also at the same time, the land here carries a lot of the spiritual practices and wisdom. But from the energies and information that my spirit team source in Gaia helped me connect with, the energy of Japan, and especially Osaka, it had been suppressed extremely with extreme divine masculine energy. So the energy of Fuji Mountain is another big energy portal for Gaia. And this needed to be cleared up is what I'm guided to share. And I was being called to come here to purify the energy of the land here. And they had me connect with a lot of the energy of the snow in the land of Japan before coming here for several months. And also energy with Himalayas and the snow, a lot of energy of the snow, constant energy of that snow energy. And that had to do with the purification using the Neptunian energy of the Pisces or the water element at this particular time. That has to do with the sacral, to further awaken the divine feminines in the collective, and also to awaken people in the collective on a general level, so they can step up by awakening themselves on a spiritual level, realizing the body is not who they are, your name is not who you are, your nationality is not who you are is something more, so that eventually they wake up to that God within consciousness. So right now, at this time, the idea of love is about needing and wanting love, right? Needing to be loved, wanting to be loved, needing to love, wanting to love. That's sort of the idea of the love, or the romanticization of love, or however you resonate with these terms or language at this time. As I was meditating, what came about the love, what is love? And then what came was, love isn't needing, love isn't wanting. And with that energy, we created a lot of the energy of codependent energies, of imbalanced, unhealthy relationships. That was very common practice due to the age of darkness experimentation, carrying this karma, and we needed to, because Gaia was very heavy and dense at the time. That was how it was. And when we are here, we chose to experience all of those. And so we had to play and learn about power struggles in relationships, especially in relation to love, whether it's family, whether it's so-called romantic. That's karmic, basically. And also this idea of possessiveness, and domination, submission dynamic, of this aspect of wounded divine masculine and wounded divine feminine combination. And now the new spiritual groups have been working to clear this energy up, to purify these energies in the ancestral lines and the bloodline, to come to union within, so that love is not needing, love is not wanting, love is who you are. Who you are is love. And that's the energy of the age of Aquarius. And the Piscean energy that we are working with is to help us to further embody, integrate, and live with this energy within ourselves. And that is what is coming up. That's the whole purpose. And we just kicked off with this energy. And so the water element we are to live with for the next year and a half is going to really support us in getting further with tapping into the energy of embodying that idea or the concept that is very hard for many in the collective to really understand and really get it, is what is coming up. Because when we say love isn't needing and wanting, there will be a lot of people questioning then what is and debating. But this is more like a very simple term, but there's a lot of depth to this simple energy that I'm sharing right now. So this is calling us to level up in our level of consciousness in higher perspective, for ascension that is needed, that we are moving towards, that we need this divine feminine energy to build, to reconstruct the new golden age. Okay, this is a very early stage of this preparation process, laying the groundwork. Okay, so that is what is coming up, so that we are working with this energy right now, as of this. And so this is in relation to the energy of purification of that water. And Antarctica is coming up once again, the energy of that ice, pure purity of that water that's not contaminated, the information that is pure, the deep wisdom there needs to be unlocked, and Neptunian energy is supporting this. And what came to me was, I kept sharing this several times in my previous videos, that in March 2023, in my sleep time, I was taken to Neptune. So I remember very clearly I was in Neptune, and I was in front of this gate that was not open fully yet, and that inside there was a giant crystal that I was connecting to, that was holding, that was protecting the information about the golden age of Atlantis. And that gate started to open up little by little, little by little. And so this energy, this Neptunian energy that we are working with, is to bring in that wisdom of the golden age of the Atlantis, is what is coming up. So we are all working with this energy, and a lot of souls who had lives in Atlantis are tapping into, or when we are tuning in, we are to unlock this wisdom from that age, so we can reverse a lot of the karma, on a soul individual level, and on a collective level we are helping Gaia to ascend at the same time. So what I'm talking about, them meaning a lot of the star seeds, light workers, and however you resonate with these terms at this time. And if you're simply feeling called towards and lean towards and drawn towards without any judgment or resistance or any thought or opinions, somehow you're feeling, you know that you're drawn to that, you are part of this. You're part of this group that I'm talking about. And that's the energy that we are working with. And so what also came to me was the information that I received when I was in Kuala Lumpur in the fourth quarter of last year. I was guided to go to this aquarium where they gave me a lot of this information about the dark age, the fallen times of the age of Atlantis, where there were a lot of experimentations of crossbreeding between animals and humans, and they created a lot of beast-like monsters and creatures, and so a lot of these souls still carry this, and they are to reverse this, and a lot of them are doing, moving towards canceling that trauma out, or that karma out, karmic debt they created. But some still who are unawakened, a lot of the people who are not awakened, they're still carrying out because it's in their subconscious. And so what came as information about a month ago, Source Gaia and my spirit team gave me that in 2019, Japanese government approved scientists to allow them to create embryos out of stem cells of human and stem cells of animals. So when I received that information, as soon as what came was that the falling age of as age of Atlantis, and it's like a replay of that timeline. So these souls are still unawakened, with very much worshiping the scientific mind that is the byproduct of the programming. They need to awaken themselves, and therefore this energy of Neptune and the water energy and the North Node in Pisces, and especially at this particular time, we had the cosmic alignment with the rainbow portal that I shared in the previous videos. And now this energy with Antarctica, that's another energy lineup, or the cosmic lineup, that is helping us to align and further work with this energy to purify and to help souls to awaken themselves from their egoic state. It is what is coming up. So the year 2025, 2026 is going to be a massive year. And because also what is coming up is in that traditional, that Asian or Chinese reading based on that elements of yin and yang, the year 2025 is the element of fire, represented with element of fire, and that fire element is also separated. When it's yang, it's the sun energy, the brightness. When it's yin energy, it's more like the candlelight, the light energy. And interestingly, the green snake energy here this year holds both of these energies, both the yin and the yang energies within, which is very interesting, which was very interesting when I was tapping into it. And that we are being called to work with a lot of Neptunian energies, so that we are to align the fire and the water element, represented with divine masculine and divine feminine, further on, to achieve union within, is what is coming. So when we achieve union within, it is tied to the idea of non-judgment. And when it's non-judgment, it is the Christ consciousness that we are activating, that's within our heart center, and radiating out, meaning expanding your light, expanding your aura in this energy of love, of non-judgment, or unconditional love energy. And as a light worker or energy holder or frequency holder, or however you resonate, energy transmuter, that first group that I all shared in the previous videos, have been working very hard, doing a lot of heavy lifting, transmuting, working very diligently to hold this frequency within, to embody and integrate this energy within. And right now, before it was the solar plexus, a little bit of divine feminine, divine masculine energy clearing, and now it's moving to the divine feminine energy clearing at this time, is what I'm going to share. So with this time of feeling like you want to retrieve, resume, sit in silence, work with silence, it's helping us to really listen to who we are and navigate through what's already within, rather than the old pattern of constantly rushing to seek out the answers or the clarity outside of yourself. So that's how you navigate and align to your soul aspect. That is your soul purpose, soul mission, however resonate with these terms, what you came here for in essence. So that's part of the massive spiritual awakening that is to take place in throughout 2025. And we are also working with that, both the sun and the light energy, the yang and the yin energy within the fire element, which is very interesting. So the brightness of the energy and the light, the candle energy representing a lot of the spiritual aspect of the energy, is really helping the collective to both awaken spiritually and to at the same time to work on living with joy, energy of joy and brightness and optimistic outlook, and working with faith and hope and all this energy of brightness, in a way, embodying them both and unifying them both and balancing these energies out first in the fire element together, backed by the water element, to carry this balanced energies of this fire element of yin and yang within, and then carry them out, to moving the way through, navigating, paving the way with water is what is coming up. Okay, paving the way with water. And that's the way that we are going to move in the golden age. No longer with force, no longer with rules, no longer with extreme restrictions, control, surveillance. We are moving into the age of sovereignty, and this is a necessary process. Again, they're having me mention the lay work, groundwork, the ley line work. It's what is coming up. And so here, another is a representation, an example of the traumatized or suppressed divine feminine energy. Is a form of, passive aggressiveness or manipulation, or this idea of mean girl dynamic, right? Where cat fights, the girls fighting for attention of a boy, like in the old days in the kingdom, the concubines were fighting, hating each other, scheming, manipulating to win the affection of the king. That's the idea. Also, they were taught to submit, but at the same time, they exercise their power not because they were suppressed. They now used manipulation through sexual energies so that sacral chakra was blocked. They used sex appeal to win the favor of the king, or for something like that, of an authority to gain power. So the message that also came through in my Patreon transmission and guidance video, the latest one. So I'm going to share all these relevant links in the description box for those of you who are going to resonate and drawn to connect further. So that that energy of moving from love of power to power of love is the key word, was the key word in that transmission. And now it's coming up again. So we are moving from power to love and shifting of power to love. And we need to really upgrade our level of consciousness to understand what love means, or the essence of that is, which I shared a little bit about. Love is not needing and wanting, it is who you are. And as you express love and share this love that is radiating outwardly, that's shedding more light, that bright sun energy, and also that light energy onto Gaia as a light worker or frequency holder, or whoever you resonate. So that is the whole purpose. And when the union takes place between two individuals who have worked that energy within and have integrated, it's going to double the power when the union takes place. So this unions had been prepared, but at the same time there was a lot of forces that were trying to prevent these individuals from also elevating with their union within and then merging later. So that energy is coming through very strong in regards to Trinity that I mentioned in the latest video. A lot of the soul tribes and this idea of like soul family or soul mate, however you resonate with these terms, the merging of the souls in the soul group will start to take place as a result of these preparations that the individuals have been working diligently on, working with the celestial flow of these guidance or support, or however you resonate with the celestial changes in water in these energies. Okay, so in that sense, so they are calling me to share this one example where I went into the shop here to buy something, and this happened. I noticed this like every time. They're all they were all females, and every time I asked something and I said, oh, I want to get this, I went to the counter, they were extremely like bowing and constantly repeating thank you and sorry and these words, and also they were in a very rushed manner, and I sensed a lot of the energy of anxiety and feeling of rushing and nervousness in the collective energy, especially in the female energies here, in a very like submissive manner, like serving the customers, but it was very different energy compared to what I was tapping into in other parts of the world thus far. It was very extreme subservient energy here. And I remember telling this one person telepathically that it's okay, like take your time, and you don't have to rush. So that's the energy that we can all relate to, that we learn to embody, that we learn to rush ourselves, we learn to always pressure with, okay, you need to do that, or you have to do that, you got to do that. So for example, they also want me to share this, that growing up I had a mother who had that same very much pleasing, always nervous, anxious energies, always worried, right? Always in a rush, but very unreliable. And I remember as a child, she was always in a rush, and she said, what time is it? What time is it? When we were about to go out somewhere, and she was always late for an appointment. And she said, when I said, oh, it's like 2:30, and she would always, oh, it's already 3, it's already 3. Or even if it's 2:25, it's already 3. So I remember used to telling her, why are you constantly saying it's already 3? It's not even 3, it's 2:30. And so that was the energy that I was living with. So that was like representing all this like suppressed, like the wounded feminine energy of living with a lot of constant anxiety and worries that is expressed when the feminine energy is not balanced, and it's using up all of these energies of worries and anxiety, so that it has no time or energy to tap into their intuition. Even though they have high intuitive sense, they're constantly downplaying themselves or doubting themselves and going into the logical mind or the mental energy, of constantly worrying, imagining the worst possible scenarios and getting anxious and wanting to control the situations and basically living with constant worries and anxieties. So that's the energy that I'm tapping into on a collective level. So it's getting a little bit dark. I was like focusing with my eyes closed because I wanted to tap into my third eye for the message. So I'm going to turn on the light and come back. Okay, maybe it's a little bit better. Okay, so I just realized, okay. So that's the energy as an example. And we have this wounded feminine, meaning this is carried on whether you're a male or a female. So it's like the energy archetype that I am talking about, and we inherit from all these cultures, countries in the age of darkness experimentation. We carry on this energy from one generation to the next. So if you're tapping into this and resonating, you are part of your soul mission is to bring out all these aspects within your subconscious or these energies around that you are transmuting as an energy transmuter, and process it to transform that. So what I was guided to do in my sleep time was I was constantly transmuting all these energies that I was gathering and accumulating information on, that started from my high school friends and Japanese friends in high school in New York, which I shared in my previous video, the stories and interactions with them and the energies that I remember. And from that time on, like all the way, and all the information that Source Gaia and my spirit team were giving me, I was tapping into it and I was consolidating. And then what I was doing, I was transmuting and then sending it back to source, sending them back to source, back to source, back to source, like in my sleep time. And that's when I felt the strong wind outside, which is for me the sign of energy, big energy shift, which started to take place in Bangkok, which I shared in the previous video. And so with this extreme wind, I woke up, and then the information was that everything is lining up in Pisces now, all these planets. So before that, before coming here on the 11th of February, at the time I didn't realize that was another 2-2 portal. But on that day, I was feeling called to go to this certain place in Bangkok by the river all of a sudden. So I went and I was strolling around in the area. And when I got to that place by the river, I was certainly called to explore the options for the cruise. I wanted to be on water for some reason. So I asked, and then instead of taking on this big cruise ship, I asked for another option where I can take a smaller boat, and they had this option. And so I got on, and I was the only person in the boat, and it was all divinely guided. As I got on the boat, immediately the light language started to come out. I was connecting with the river, the energy of the river, and also at the same time I started to remember what day was today, which was 11th of February, which was another 2-2 portal. And I started to have clarity on why I was guided to come here today, why I'm on a boat alone. And then the ride was about an hour and 40 minutes, and the entire time I was speaking light language. and it was just before sunset. So when it became really dark after sunset, all of a sudden there was moon that was like looking directly at me. That's how I can describe. And I knew that I was meant to connect with the full moon, because that was 2 days before the full moon in Leo. And so I was connecting with the energy for about an hour or so, doing the light language, and then later doing different mudras, and then sitting with meditation and throat singing. So it was all possible because I was the only person in the boat, and the boat was very local, traditional small boat. So it was very loud, noisy. So I was able to do this like without any interference of other energies coming in. So that was why they wanted me to download the wisdom of that water, because Chao Phraya River is connected to all other streams of water in entire place of Thailand that's connected to the ocean. And at the same time I was downloading, I was also transmuting or doing some light work or grid work, downloading certain things and then sending that out through the water to purify the stream with the frequency, is how I can best describe. So that was what was going on, and that's what I'm carrying with to come here to transmute. And on the night of 16th moving to 17th, I was doing that, transmuting all these energies here with extreme suppressed, blocked sacred or ever overactive sacred energy with the water element when it's expressed or channeled in a destructive, escaping form. It's channeled as extreme weird fantasies or sexual activities or the hidden world of these pleasures and things that are very dark and hidden, which is part of the culture. Also emotional repression and suppression, which is controlled with extreme energy of the divine masculine energy of control. Therefore, there's a lot of that byproduct is the bullying aspect, or the meanness is what is coming up, meanness. So everything here is very much mechanical. I'm sorry is not the I'm sorry, or thank you is not thank you, but it's more like a mechanical, habitual expression that has been cultured through programming here. And with that, there's a twist of words, and there's hidden meaning, and there's this idea of they don't mean what they say, and say what they mean is very much the thing, and this needs to be purified here, the energy here. And this part of the Gaia, the energy here needs to be purified in order for Gaia's ascension, is what I'm going to share for any light workers out there who are going to resonate with this message, is what I'm going to share. What else? So as I'm doing this, as I'm drinking my cacao, a selective group of individuals, divine feminine risings especially, are called to open up their third eye further in order to navigate through these energies of illusions and delusions that was needed for individuals to escape in order to survive. It was a survival mechanism. And this Piscean, Neptunian energy is bringing up all of them to the surface So we need to navigate through them with our third eye, not the two eyes of the polarity consciousness, duality consciousness, but we need to unify that. So we need the tool of the third eye chakra. We need to activate it further or enhance it further, however you resonate. So cacao is very good for activating the third eye. So if you're drawn to that, if you're already doing it, is something that you can tune in further and resonate. So with all these messages, I keep mentioning, I want you to discern for your own self. I want you to sit with the information and integrate, not just take on everything, because I want you to keep your power within yourself and also to exercise your sovereignty. And that is my purpose and intention. Even though I can share some insights and guidance, I am being the support. But at the end of the day, I want you to come to your own conclusions and clarity based on taking the time to integrate this information and what resonates and what doesn't resonate through your intuition. It can come instantly, it can come with certain time, but however it is, that is what I'm guided to share. Okay, so before coming here, I was feeling called to bring my selenite wand to purify the energy for some reason. So there may be a lot of certain energy attacks in different forms. It could be psychic attacks, but if you are very much in tuned and you're psychic, you may be aware of this already. But there are other forms that's taking place. So you want to continue to cleanse your space, cleanse your energy, declutter, organize stuff, however it is, let go of the old that isn't tied to releasing the old energy energetically, also physically, as well as what I'm guided to share, because those objects contain old energies. So you know what they are. So what is coming is, don't be afraid to let go. Let go of the physical objects, let go of certain thought patterns, like letting go of certain emotional patterns. So with that, we're releasing further of the energy of the fear that is within. And as we do so, we are going to open up further in our heart chakra to move from love of power to power of love as oneness, unity consciousness is what is coming. So I can't remember whether I share this. So this was in one of the channel messages in the exclusive Patreon video that came with the latest YouTube video. That message was walking on water. So that was in tie to this energy of the Neptunian energy that we were moving into. My spirit team, Source and Gaia, were giving me a heads up that we need to, this is calling us to exercise walking on water, meaning walking with faith, trust, so that's the eye of the third eye, or the intuition, walking in the unknown, navigating through. And another channel word that came was the cruise control. So however it means for you, you're setting on a cruise control. You're not forcing and changing your gears and handling, but it's more smooth, it's more easy, it's just navigating through, strolling around. You're guided with intuition like a snake. You see the movement like a snake. That's the energy that is coming through with the green snake energy, moving very smooth, navigating through the secrets, the hidden, the darkness. You see the duality, the lies and deceptions. You are navigating through these illusions and delusions of the ideas of winning and losing, perfect and imperfect, normal and abnormal. You see, all of this, so you can release and drop all this fear energy that we've been holding on to. Okay, so I'm being called to use the selenite wand to clear the energy. And as I'm doing this, the snake spirit is coming through my third eye. The cobra energy is coming through very strong. So whatever that comes, whether it's light language, transmission, I'm going to let it come through. Allow yourself to purify your aura, auric field, energy body, and then visualize yourself in a bubble of golden light after this purification, so that your aura is strengthened and protecting your energy space from energy attacks or interferences or old energies trying to reattach as you move forward. All these things are very actively happening as we work with the energy of Pisces, the energy of the past memories, past narratives, that is the past patterns. Bring them out to the surface and then release. And you are going to be able to do this easily or more easily with this Neptunian Piscean energies, as you can easily or have this desire to resume, sit in silence. So I'm also guided to do this for some reason. So we are going to work with the idea of silence, just to give you this example. So I stop talking, there is a silence. So this is the energy that we are working heavily with, and this is really helping us right now. And you can utilize this as your tool. Silence is your tool. Silence is your power at this time, is more so, is what I'm guided to share. So you can work with this energy, sit in silence and listen. Whatever that comes up, is it boredom? Is it restlessness? Is it certain desires? Is it certain attachments? Is it certain narratives or stories or thoughts in your mind or emotions? Whatever it is, allow them to resurface, okay, is what is coming up. And be comfortable. We are training ourselves to be comfortable with being in presence of silence. Is what is coming, because we don't need to do all the time and we don't need to be all the time. We just need to exist. which we're all working on. Okay, so it's getting more it's getting darker, so I'm going to turn on the bigger light. Okay, so much better. What I'm getting is a lot of people are going to be more comfortable with the energy of silence from this point onwards, because that's the cosmic support, celestial support that is helping us, guiding us at this time or from this point onwards. Okay. So it's going to be easier for you to disconnect from the world, and that's going to allow you to connect with the world within yourself. Okay, is the big message. And as you do so, bring in that Neptunian energy to constantly build your trust, to walk on water. As the Moses said, trust, get out of that boat. And those who took that step were onto the boat to another world, which is represented as the new earth. Okay, so it's like I'm sending out energetic hand. Take this hand, walk on water. So guiding you, you see? It's okay. You're safe to trust. You're safe to walk on water. You're safe to trust the divine protection. You're safe. Because we were so used to being a warrior, being the fighter in the survival age. We needed to defend in order to survive, because there were a lot of fear around, fear within, right? So in this transitional time, the first step is taking the faith in yourself. Trust yourself that you can do this. Trust yourself that you can heal, you can transform, you can free yourself, whatever that you're working on, wherever you are. Trust that you can, and there are a lot of helping hands. Trust, right? Of course, you want to tune into the energy and resonate and verify, but you know what I'm saying, you know, it's just in this context. So I'm also helping you, supporting you at this time. If you need any energetic support, I'm lending you, sharing this energy of love and light in unconditional, non-judgmental way. If you resonate and trust this energy without judgment, if you feel triggered, allow yourself to feel triggered, but work with that triggering energies or whatever that is coming up. That can also be your tool for your spiritual journey at this time. To learn to work with your triggers. They have to be your friend in this phase of life, if that's where you are and that's how you resonate. Okay, so that's the first step. So allow yourself to feel purified, feel safe. That's the I am presence. You're tapping into your monadic self. As you understand, love is who I am. So in the healing process or the journey, you learn to be the parent again that you never had. You learn to be the best friend that you really never had. You learn to be that lover that you always wanted but never had. First, come to the union within to heal yourself, because that is your responsibility, where the self-accountability is taking place. That is to understand first about your power that is sovereign, your sovereign power. Okay, so you are the key, you hold the key, right? So these messages that are very simple will have different meaning and different take every stage of the healing and empowerment or spiritual journey you go through. It will uncover another deeper layer, and you will have a deeper understanding. And that's how you elevate your level of consciousness as we are moving with the new earth, or as you are aligning with the ascension. and your soul is choosing to ascend. Okay, so that is, understand this process, or at least you don't have to understand it fully, but as I'm sharing this, I'm planting the seeds. I'm planting the seeds, okay? It will come out in divine timing when you need it, so trust that. Trust the support. So right now, what is coming is that cobra through my third eye. Cobra through my third eye, and Middle Eastern energies coming through very strong. Huaia kataia takaia. Huas. Huaia takaia lalaia lauas. So I'm zapping out all those negative thinking, negative emotional energies, clearing and transmuting, zapping it out with the tongue of the cobra, the eye of the cobra. So you can be very honest with yourself, so that you can work with the illusions when they come up. You can work with the delusions when they come up. The eye of the truth. Clearing your third eye, clearing your third eye, clearing your third eye. And I'm light codes, transmitting these light codes to clear your third eye, to purify that center so you can navigate through and work with these energies better as a support. Removing any evil eyes or these negative energies, drawing that out, purifying, Hatakaia kahua takakaia hakaka hutukuahia. Okay, so I'm guided to continue on with clearing this third eye, this energy of that the Isis, as my the Isis timeline was coming through with the Egyptian timeline, all these energies from Egypt for the cobra and the third eye energies. So I'm guided to continue on with this longer transmission, or the extended one, in my Patreon. So I'm going to record that after this and then put that on. Okay, so, and share the link in the description box down below. Okay. Any other message, Spirit? Is there any other message that you want me to share with the collective at this time? So the message that is coming is to prioritize your energy of peace, prioritize self-care, prioritize your self-love practice. Be gentle, as if you're talking to your best friend, or they want me to share that story, remind you once again that Clark, who was always in a rush, that may be you, right? In certain situations. And tell yourself it's okay. It's okay to take your time. Take your time. Slow down. And you can stay calm and still process this through. Okay? That is the energy or the reminder if you're in a situation, because right now we are being called to pause and reflect, and we were being programmed that pausing and reflecting is a lot of wasted energy or unproductive. That is tying to the perspective of how you perceive yourself or see yourself, that you are losing something, that you are failing at something, you're falling behind. That's all tied to that idea. That's why we are being called to rush things, or feeling or having that habitual mechanical pattern of rushing or needing to rush. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out slowly, long and slow. Okay, they want me to quickly share this meditation, and they want me to share this full meditation on the guided section, guided video section of the Patreon. So I'm going to record it separately with the guided meditation and put it there for those of you who are going to reciprocate there. So what you can do is, the sacral energy is your life force energy. Your sexual energy is a very sacred life force energy. So it's called Tantien in Tao, or in Korea we say Tanjan. And Tanjan means there are 3 ways that we breathe. We can breathe with the head, the third eye, and this sacral, the sexual energy. So there are different ways of breathing that can bring energy, life force energy, bring that in up and down into our system. So that was another channel message that came through about 3 weeks ago, Tanjan or Tantien in Chinese. And Tien means heaven. So it's the bringing down that heaven and earth energy using the force of the air element, the age of Aquarius. Bring that energy into the physical body and focus your energy on the sacral, and focus that energy smiling, having that smiley face there, and then take the breath in and breath out, basically bringing your energy in, up and down. So I'm gonna share this meditation, how you can do this, on the guided section in Patreon. Okay, so you can start to practice and work with your sacral energy. Another aspect is that this energy is a portal, the sacral energy or the sexual organ. So you want to treat it in a very sacred manner, in a different perspective. But this concept or the perspective or this energy, when we refer to it, has been contaminated with a lot of the energy of this water energy here. Like, as an example, like with very destructive channeling of sexual pleasures, or this weird expression that's leading to like a lot of sexual fantasies in pornography or animes described here in the culture that is widespread as normal and widely accepted. And I turn on the TV at night, and just on a national public channel, there's a lot of animation that is highlighting these energies here. So that's how much this culture, that's where I constantly feel this like really like dense restrictive energy constantly here. And even though this is uncomfortable, I chose to come here on a soul level to transmute this energy. So um, I'm going to share my joy and laugh and share some humor. But that's the energy here. So we are connecting the, and also the Mercury is in Pisces. I forgot to mention that, okay? So the Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, North Node, and the season Pisces, so all another cosmic lineup here. So we are working with the Antarctica, that rainbow portal energy that's supporting all this cosmic lineup to support all this energy to for souls to wake up, to further progress with their unique healing or empowerment journey, however you resonate, and then ascension journey, spiritual journey. So this Mercury and Jupiter, this energy, the sacral energy, bring that life force in and bring that up. Breathe into their sacral, bring that energy up to bring the life force up, okay? So I hope this exercise revitalizes your internal energies, internal energy systems, and I hope the message is connected to those of you souls who are going to resonate and connect with it on a genuine, sincere level. And I'm grateful for those of you who are here on that reciprocal, balanced, exchanged energies. And before I go, I want to also express my love, gratitude for everyone, even though I'm not communicating one by one, but here I'm just doing one to many, but I'm sending all these energies to those of you who are receiving this. So I'm sending love for our friendship here, for our soul connection here, and then for your support as well. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye here in this video. And I don't know, as I'm sharing this, something was like really moving in my heart center. It's just like really like got me a little bit emotional for some reason. So this energy, the Piscean energy, can be very much also very emotional energy, but you can get through this. You can utilize your power of emotions to navigate through these energies. Allow yourself to feel emotions, be emotional, and learn to train yourself to work with these energies more every day, little by little. You're always in the right place at the right time, and learn to walk on water. Trust in faith. Okay, so with that, I just feel like sharing this. There are many different ways, like I don't know, is this love? There's another one like in Korea like this. There are many different things, but it's just a fun way to express and share love. So with that, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.